Well, today's episode is going to be shorter. As you know, we only got two reviews on this one. We have ChocoPro 193, and of course, episode number 2 of the NWA USA, the continuing more with the junior heavyweight tournament qualifying matches, and of course, an interesting match in the main event, Anthony Mayweather versus Marshe Rocket. So, let's get ready for another episode of Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Welcome everybody to Deleted Wrestle Zone, all things that is pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, J-Rod here. So, today is the 15th of January, so we got more new stuff coming up. As you know, two brand new wrestling shows happen, one in Japan coming from, of course, ChocoPro, and let's start with that right now. Now, as you know, Chonchito, who is the interim Super Asia Champion, is putting his title on the line next week against Masahiro Takanashi. But however, Chonchito teams up with Tokiko Kirihara to take on, of course, Masa and his partner, Yuna Mizumori. Now, as you know, has to be like a preview before we get to that very match taking place next week. So basically, it was both Yuna and Masa had teamed up on various occasions. Either they're taking on the Best Bros or other opponents, but there are times they have been opposites of each other. But they have been one of the most interesting teams. But in this particular case, it was Masahiro who actually submitted Tokiko and forced her to tap out, allowing for himself to win to send a direct message to the champion. As you know, his desire is to be the interim champion in order to face off Minoru Fujita. Now, our next match, we have a tag team action once again, but this time we have a very unusual name with two wrestlers who actually have either faced off each other or teamed with each other. And this is Coyote Yonoyami and Chiko Shikawa, and they're kind of calling themselves the flavored rice. I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't mind egg tarts with chi and hagane, but this was unusual. And their opponents, of course, are my favorite tag team and current Asian Dream Tag Team Champions, the Best Bros. Now you know how this is, but there are always times in these particular matches where we have both Chi and Mei always at odd each other. I think they're like always trying. They have the same energy, but however, it's more about who should be the top ace. And I think in this particular moment, people say Mei Shiruga is the ace, but she's not the Super Asia champion. That's something I think many people should take consideration, but it didn't happen. But the match itself was great. Oh, I think it was pretty good. I like it, especially when it comes to Yonoyami. You know how she is. She's very crazy when she has like a bit of a nasty temper. And she's one of the best high speedsters in all of Japan. But it was Mei Shiruga who pinned Chiko Shikawa in order to win the match. So it was a very impressive one. Now for the Janken tournament, we had showdowns with everybody in their respective tag teams in certain ways. We had the Best Bros in a showdown, and the same thing happened with Yuna Mizumori and Masa Takanashi. May beat Balian, Yuna beat Masa. However, May could have had the opportunity to win, but her final opponent to get there was Kiari Yonayama, and she beat her. It was like very impressive in the Jonkin tournament. I just very impressive. But I think that's pretty much it. But don't forget, we got the next Choco Pro the following day. But right now, I think we should move on with NWA USA. Okay, so right now we're in episode 2 of season 1 of NWA USA. It opened up with Homicide. As you know, he's already in as an entrance for the junior heavyweight tournament taking place. He is one of those guys that definitely we got to pay attention. As you know, in the beginning, he never had any intentions to win gold, but this is a very much prestigious title that many NWA fans could talk about. You know, we can talk about guys like Yushin Thunder Liger, Tiger Mask, Black Tiger, all those wrestlers who held this prestigious title, and I think it meant a lot to him. So he really gave a good explanation to May Valentine. Now, Kyle, on the other hand, he set up an interview with Tim Storm. As you know, he's the director of NWA USA. He said he wants to do more, not only as a wrestler, but to give back. But however, he was interrupted by Black G's, who wants to set up a match in the main event. So he put Marshe Rocket against Mayweather in order to get. But however, Raven shows up. I don't know what's his deal. Why is he there? So basically, it's more like Raven thinks that Tim Storm is disrespecting the NWA. We got another guy who's just like Matt Cardona, but I don't know. But we'll see what happens then. Now, our first match, which is the qualifying match for the junior heavyweight title tournament, we have Jay Spade versus a guy you guys already know all too well. You know his brother. We're talking about Arya Davari. So this is one of those moments, as you know, Arya Davari has been with many of the promotions that involve junior heavyweight. He was part of 205 Live. He was, of course, we all can remember, he was one of the few wrestlers that did not want to go to the main roster. He wanted to stay with 205 Live, and I don't blame him. But I have to say he was very impressive with that. And there were the way he ended the match is when he put up the magic carpet to allow himself to win. So he advances. So he's probably in the qualifying round. Now we have series of interviews coming from May Valentine. The first one was Natalia Markova, who recently has been disrespecting other people. She even showed disrespect to May Valentine, saying that she needs to shut up about her questions, that nothing will stand in her way. So to me, I don't know. I feel like she could be one of those potential competitors that could dethrone Camille, but that's going to be a little while longer for us to determine that. Now, her next interview is someone we all know. He's tag team champion. He's been involved in singles competition before. I'm talking about the man, the myth, the legend, Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express, saying he is looking forward with the junior heavyweight matches. However, he didn't come alone. He had, of course, his son, Kerry Morton, who is now ready to take the wrestling world by storm. As you know, Kerry Morton is a third generation wrestler, which is not going to be easy, but I'm sure he will do anything to impress all of us. But however, George South shows up because he felt that he wasn't there when the fixers showed up and beat him up. You know, of course, he had C.W. Anderson and all this other stuff, but Morton doesn't want nothing to do with him. So basically, he just walked out. Now, our next interview with May, of course, is PJ Hawks. As you know, it was a very interesting, awkward match that he put himself into against his own father in the junior heavyweight qualifying match. But of course, he stated that it was difficult, but at the same time, he has to put up his best game face against his own father. So he knows that the better man won, and that was his father. But he also knows that he did his best. He put up the best fight he could. So he's pretty much accepted what it is until then. But we know that one day he can't be champion. All he has to do is wait for the right timing. Now, our last match, it's Anthony Mayweather versus Marshe Rocket. Now, the match was pretty good. It was two of the most biggest heavyweights in, but however, this also has the national championship implication, which has drawn the attention of Chris Adonis and his partner and best friend, closest friend, Tom Latimer of Strictly Business. Basically, they look like they're scouting, but at the same time, they're just trying to get in the heads of opponents who could challenge them. And I think that kind of plays out in another perspective, you know? But from what I can see in this particular match, they just continues to do whatever they want until ref threw them out. Now, Mims, who was in an awkward position against Mayweather last week, he also decided to be by his corner. But Black G's decided to intervene and get involved. Mims even tries to confront the stay out of this match not to get involved, but Black G's got involved and pushed him and attacked him. Mayweather made the mistake by chasing him, allowing for Marshe Rocket to clobber him with a kick and pinning him with the 1 2 3, and it's over. So basically, they think they have the upper hand, that maybe one day Marshe Rocket will obtain the national championship, but we'll see what happens. That because Strictly Business, they're no joke. But that's pretty much it what took place in the second episode of NWA USA, and I believe that's about it for now. So I say let's just call it a day. Well, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Me reviewing just two right now because they're both shorter. Got to ChocoPro went up to almost over an hour. NWA USA went up to less than that, maybe like 54 minutes or so. However, the next one that I'll be uploading soon, will feature four reviews. The first one will be coming from Oz Academy with I See the Light Tokyo, that took place on the 30th of December of 2021, which was the last show before the start of the new year. But also, we got two new recent events that took place on the 14th of January, which was yesterday. We have Game Changer Wrestling with Most Notorious, and then there's Global Syndicate Wrestling with Global Festival Day 1. But of course, we cannot forget the latest New Japan Strong, which I'm always excited to look into it and watch what kind of matches they have. So, I believe right now is I'll see you guys the next DWZ time. Same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye. Mwah, and have a nice day.